Hey everybody, Dr. Red here, and we are back with some more Gideon Sacrifice, the Ravnica constructed block event rotating in today. In this case, I don't know if Azorius Prison is the correct name for it. We're running some fuck off cards, to be quite frank with you, but let's go through the list. For 1 drops, we're running our Law Rune Enforcer. Go figure it. Any deck that is running creatures with a CMC of 2 or greater, we can just shut that down. And not too many decks are going to be running that many 1-drops, I'd like to think. So ideally, this boy is very useful to us. Type Taker's value, anything they want to do at instant speed, makes it a little bit shittier for him. It's a 2-1, it's a decent beater. Afterlife 1, it comes back as a bird. Atomic's fun. I feel like I've never played this card. It's nice to have a slightly evasive creature, and the body's decently costed. It is a 2/3 for 2 with flying. I don't know how much interaction we're going to be hitting with any of his special attacks, but he's cool. Fancy Bear. Veto's counter magic. Ideally, it lets us counter their 3 fairies and other annoying shit we don't want to see resolve. Deputy. Against any creature heavy matchup where they're going to be playing lots of 4-ofs, 3-ofs, they flood the board with their gross little adapt creatures, white weenies, beaters, whatever. We just say no, fam. Get rid of it. Prison Realm, in a meta that's probably going to be pretty Planeswalker heavy. It hits the Planeswalkers or the creatures and lets us scry. It's pretty solid. Gideon's a good boy. Against control, he's hard to remove, and he's really good at just punching face for 4. There's nothing I have to say about Teferi's. Teferi, you know him, you love him, you probably hate him if you don't love him. No instance, has some bounce, lets us play any sorcery at instant speed, love it. Guild Mage, decent body, gain some life, draw a card. Conclave Tribunal, same thing, it's more exile effects. Now, as far as win cons, because we haven't really seen too many, and that's because they're buried pretty deep in here. Of course, we have all of our cheap beaters where if the opponent's doing nothing, we can just keep punching face. But we have Oketra. So of course, she on her own can win you the game. It's a 3/6 with double strike. You can be swinging in at face for 6 every turn after she's played. Fantastic, A+, love her, what a girl. More importantly, with the bounce that we have access to with 3 fairy, we can use that on our own creatures, draw cards, get the 4/4 tokens, etc, etc. Very hard to remove. She's always going to be coming back. A+. Time Wipe. Go figure is a board wipe. It is one of the better board wipes I think will be in standard after rotation, but we don't have access to Kaya's Wrath, or we're not running black, we're not running Esper colors. In this case, we bounce a creature back to our hand, so if we don't want our Oketra to die, back in here she goes. Wipe the board. Ideally, we do this at instant speed thanks to our boy Teferi. Slam her down and get on with our game. Godpharaoh statue. This is probably the only real prison card here. Anything that can tax our opponent, making things more expensive, I love. And as much as I'd love to do some weird dumb shit where we duplicate him and do weird Karn beatdowns with him, that's not happening, I'm sorry. It's over my head. I'm too tired to put that together. It's cool. It gives us inevitability with at the end of our end step, opponent loses 1 life. Ugin is a good boy. I really, really like the art on them, like the stained glass Ugin. A+. Also a very big fan of the typos on an internal prison, and the guarantees the safety of the multiverse. I'm kind of surprised they haven't patched that out yet. And then lands are what you expect. We have our Shocklands, we have our Guild Gates, we have our islands and some plains. We're running slightly more white and have things that require double white, so that's why we're running more of them. But yeah, let's see how this one performs. Again, thanks so much for watching, and see y'all in a second. Okay, so we're hopping into our first game with Azorius. Tired Dr. right now, from the future, more than a day after the previous deck tech was recorded. Sleepy boy. We got a nice curve out going here, so I am pretty happy with this. I don't know if it's worth our time to shock in a Law Rune Enforcer, but Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Let's see how it works for us. Opponent is thinking on the mulligan. Maybe? No? Whatever, let's just go. Cool. Slam down our Enforcer and get our Tithe Taker. Ideally, we don't have to shock again to get our Prison Realm or anything like that out. Cool. Swing in, get our chip damage off, and get our new 2-1 beater with recursion and his lovely, lovely little bonus on him. His opponent's playing Selesnya something or other, and I really love the idea of just slamming down a Gideon. We shock ourselves, not a big deal, because we give our Tithe Taker here lifelink. So now we are just beating up this poor boy. Haven't drawn into any more land, which... Opponent, you're gonna... Okay, that was a non-gamer. This is gonna jump right into the next one. I almost feel bad keeping this in the video, but it's like, game's a game, gotta get them in, so we're just gonna hop on into the next one. Okay, so jumping into a game against Norris. Hopefully, he has a little bit more interaction and things to play than our previous opponent. Both colors, no 1-drop, but we have 2 into 3 into 4. Tribunal when we need it. I'm more than fine keeping this. It's going to slam down our planes. Thankfully, nothing requiring double specifics right now, which is always good. Now, is our bolt... Nice opponent. He's memeing on us, which I can appreciate. Do you have another Charm Stray in hand, though? Because if you do, I will be ecstatic. Come on. Come on, have it. That's not what I want. They are not going to swing it in. So let's see. Is it worth it? Oh, are they doing cats? They might be doing cats. If they're being a kitty boy, I love it. But for now, I'm trying to figure out a good play. We can bounce the Stray, swing in with the Tithe Taker. They probably won't block with the Pride Mate, but that doesn't have lifelink or anything of the sort. Or we don't swing in and we just keep a blocker up for our Teferi. I think that's a better course of action here.
Trust me, you'll thank me later.
Yeah, let's just do this. They'll have access to Law Rune Enforcer potentially. Depending on what they do, we might just delete Guard Mage on curve. They could have some instant life gain shenanigans to favorably trade against our Tithe Taker. Johnny's Pride Mate, huh? They might give it indestructible one.
Your light will cleave the darkness.
Yeah, that looks like the case. So we're just gonna let our Teferi die, I think. I'm not too attached to it right now. We have no fun instant speed shenanigans currently, and I think it's in our interest to Prison Realm there a Johnny's Pride Mate. Yeah, I'm pretty okay with that. Keeps mana open for Law Rune Enforcer as well, so we can get that down. Get rid of Gids. Don't really think I'm too keen on a Guild Gate as my next card.
Curse the darkness.
So he's locked out. Have our boy here. They're running a lot of life gain, but I think we're fine just getting in some chip damage here. Charm Stray. Going to give a counter on all other Charm Strays, which they do not have. This can essentially indefinitely lock down the Pride Mate, which is good. Doesn't really do anything to the Charm Spray, though. Charmed Spray? Oh god. Encourage for battle. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's just going to go on through. Now, what is our plan? I think we are just going to slam down our God Eternal here. That is a threat, demands answers. It can kill anything they currently have on the board. No sense attacking in, because we'll just get blocked out by Charm Stray here. So we're tapped out. We don't have anything we can do in particular. Now, what does opponent want to do? Is he running his own Conclave Tribunal or something of the sort? Let's see. We are going to try to get as many favorable blocks in as we can for the time being. Let some damage go through. La Rune Enforcer's utility isn't to be ignored. I don't think they have a way to buff this Dre up to be in any way able to deal 6 damage. So what's the trick, opponent? Do you have a Gideon's Reproach or something? Okay, they're getting some counters, gaining some life. So Pridemate is going to kill Tithe Taker. Okay, they're getting there. They're going to gain a good amount of life here, which is good for them, less good for me. Tithe Taker very dead. We still get a token. Fantastic. So let's see what we hit with Elite Guard Mage here. We know we're going to be getting our zombie out of it, which is always plus. Gain some life back. Do we... No, we just win. Fantastic, cool. At least that was a bit more of a real game. He never quite got his engine going. I think he was going for life gain cat stuff, which is kind of fun. But yeah, let's hop into another one. I really want to get some more steal your shit, lock it down action going. But if we can just win by beating them, hitting them in the face with creatures, that's fine too. Okay, so jumping into a game against Angel Hunter. And what is our hand looking like? We have our La Rune Enforcer, which we can track in. I don't really see the point at this point in time. Potentially we can chain to fairies for the bounce and card draw. I don't hate it. I wish there was one more land in here, but... yeah, fuck it. Just gonna get this boy out. If he pays off, he pays off. He can deal with some dorks, all that fun stuff. Red isn't necessarily a color I'd like to have seen right now. Priority is being held. I don't think Shock's in standard right now, so I don't know what he could have. Steamkin is, though. It's a little concerning. And we missed our land drop. Okay. So, we are now in a very dire situation. If we miss another one, we're potentially just SOL. We'll be able to tap him to stop him from swinging in, which is something. Arcanist, huh? So let's see what opponent decides to do with their available mana. Sprint. Well, if they're going to get sprint off on that, we are just going to tap it. We're still going to be taking the hit in from the Steamkin, but that is what it is. You know, any other mana I would have been happy to see, but that one doesn't really do us any favors currently. Gideon doesn't help us. I think we have to Teferi bounce the Steamkin. It's going to go off this turn a little bit, which isn't great. Credit to this guy, trying to get mono red to work without a few of the key cards, but see how that goes. Banneret, thankfully not a hasty boy. Currently, anyways. I hate the idea that we're just going to be getting clocked in the face. They could instant haste this out and pump it with a Mentor trigger, but at least it more likely than not won't have a target for Mentor. Now let's see what we draw into. Opponent's getting a Burning Prophet. I really love this card in mono red, by the way. I think it is, even now, you're fine to replace the Viashino Pyromancer with it. Just how well we're in a little bit of dire straits here, folks. So I think we are going to Prison Realm the Steamkin, because everything else, as it is currently, can only do 1 damage with the exception of the Banneret, which they can pump once. But Steamkin will stop them from at least pumping it too much. They're going to burn our face. Nope, they're going to get rid of our 1 blocker, which I'm fine with. I don't think this was the right play because they're losing out on a bunch of Burning Prophet damage from this. The Scry is good for them, though. That does let them filter, and whatever they found, they like. And the scry on greeting proper. Yeah, they did a lot of keeping on top. It could be they're holding on to nothing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, getting the planes on top is good for us. Lets us elite guard mage, which gets us some life gain, assuming we're not just flat out dead this turn. Because they're definitely going to be able to get a mentor trigger. So we're looking at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is going to be able to cast. Do they have a 1-drop in here? Salmon sprint. Yeah, we might just be dead this turn. So we are looking at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage this turn? Nope, a bit more than that. Okay, yeah, they have lethal on us. I'm okay with that. Let's hit them with a good game, let them play it out. Well, you know how it is. Sometimes you just get mono Reddit, it happens. But let's see if we can get into a game where we play more than a single card. Okay, we're up against Pimpadelic X. Okay. Makes me feel real good about myself. Have our mana. They're going first, so I think that'll be a good deciding point if we don't even have to. I was going to say if we shocked in our Law Rune Enforcer, but currently he is our chump blocking master. So we're running against a Boros aggro list. This is going to have first strike when they attack, so at least it's a 2-drop. It's probably going to get the damage in this coming turn potentially, or we can just delay our Tithe Taker by a turn, which is fine. Just tap it with Enforcer. Ah, there's a Tajik coming out. So I'd rather Tajik not get a Mentor trigger off. So yeah, we're definitely going to be shutting that down for now. I think that is actually relevant enough for us to just flat out Prison Realm it. Do I want Conclave Trap? I kind of like it. I kind of don't know for sure if that is the correct play, but conceptually I'm pretty happy with just being able to lock down via Prison Realm, Deputy, Conclave Tribunal. Any threat he plays, I'll currently have an answer to deal with. Some harder to remove than others, mind, but War Boss isn't one I'm excited to see, but definitely one that will be getting locked down. Now let's see, how do we want to go about doing that? Tribunal doesn't leave us mana to use our Law Rune Enforcer. Deputy does, as long as we tap it correctly. So we want to make sure we keep... no, it's fine. Doesn't matter the color mana. It can do what it wants. So let us just Deputy this War Boss. Fantastic. Combat next, attackers. No, we're good, thank you. End turn. They decide to swing in, depending on what they play here. Just tap another boy. And then, of course, we still have access to Conclave Tribunal. If we hit another land drop, we will have access to Ugin, which is more removal. It is a haster. Don't want it mentoring anything up, so we are just going to do that. I really do like this card in Limited, though. It's actually really fun to play with. Perfect. Now, is it worth using any actual removal on this turn? Don't think so. I think we're fine just tapping things. So we're just going to get another creature out in the form of Tithe Taker. And... yeah. See, we have to tap with our Law Rune Enforcer. Yeah, that's not too concerning. They have their own tap effect coming in. Multiple, in fact. That's cool. That would have been a fun deputy target. They have their own tap effects available to them now, too. Definitely more expensive than ours, but... and some expensive, but damage that could hit us, too, which isn't great. So let's see. What do we do with our Ugin here? Do we play it? Do we conclave something? I think I'm actually pretty down with just Ugin uptick.
Truth lies beyond vision.
We can technically conclave, but that gets Ugin killed. Currently, our board can basically block out their entire board. I'm waiting for heroic reinforcements to like come down right now. Boros Challenger, solid card. I like it. They don't have mana open to tap anything. They might just swing at Ugin with their Sky Knight Legionnaire, which not sure how I want to deal with removing things yet, but we'll figure it out. Oh, they're swinging with everything. That's fun. Okay. So how do we block here? We can block that, get rid of you. Don't care what happens with you. God, this blocking interface is triggering me a little bit. How relevant do I think this will be in this matchup? That's fine. You can block you. They could very well have some interaction here because they are holding priority, but we'll see. They might try to trick out a way to get rid of Deputy of Detention, so it might have been a bad idea to have that one swinging in. Yeah, Justice Strike, there it is. Ugin's still up, so it's not too bad, and they're not going to get the Legion War Boss trigger. Sadly, we are flooding out a little bit. Get another Prison Realm out at some point. Don't think it's super relevant to do an island. Now, what do I want to get rid of here? We're probably going to have access to Prison Realm next turn. This will mentor up basically anything because they can use that once. We'll get 2 damage in. Yeah, I think we'll be able to keep our Ugin up, but we do have to get rid of the Boros Challenger or the Legion War Boss. I mean, the Boros isn't a big deal. We can keep him tapped. War Boss will just keep creating things, which is annoying. I don't know for sure if this is the right course of action. Can't forget the fact of the matter is that this thing can eventually just kill Ugin on its own. I'm going to be greedy and get rid of the Legionnaire just to keep our Ugin value up. Just so we can continue to tick with him. No attackers and turn. I do think we are forced to tap the Boros Challenger though. They might have removal for our Enforcer. Yeah, we're just gonna do that now, get it over with. I'd rather him not mentor either the War Boss or the Fresh Face Recruit. Okay, and we kind of want this spear to die, so we're just gonna go this way. Get our Prison Realm in hand. So Ugin's doing his job, digging deep. It's not really what I want to see, bud. Is it better for us to play Prison Realm first? Because that gives us a scry. Yeah, I don't hate that idea. So we can get rid of the War Boss. Let's a scry. We like it. Yeah, I'm cool with the Gideon on top. Ugin, of course, is big enough to downtick for removal if we need him to. And just get another tap land in. Trying to figure out what's holding priority for them. I think it is just the Boros Challenger, which isn't too... And they scoop. They gassed out. There's a chance that they were just getting mana screwed and they didn't have enough for their big drops in hand and realized I was slowly getting a board state. But yeah, that was fun. Just play it out, control the board. Yeah. And the rest of these are pretty quick. Let's see if we can squeeze in one more game. Okay, so last game of the night. We're up against Cyclone 306. Now let's see what we're dealing with to start. I've seen him every game, and I'm respecting his dedication here. Can turn 1 Law Rune, turn 2 Guild Gate. If we need to, we can Shotgun Fountain for either a Gideon or a Deputy or Prison Realm. Yeah, I'm... Okay, one more game. But I mean, hey, at least with this one, we got our cool Ashiok now. So while we're waiting, I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are. Only needing 10 wins now for the events? I mean, I appreciated that for the counter one. And it would have been cool for Momer, but I don't know. I feel like you can bang out 10 wins really easily. I'm not sure if it's hard enough. I don't know. It just seems a little off to me. I'm not going to complain, though. We just need blue mana. Everything else is fine. I can't say no to my buddy Larun. He's just such a good enforcey boy. I respect him. Also, this is something I never noticed until picking the thumbnail art for this video. If you look in on this orb that the deputy is holding here, it's like a bunch of hands just trying to escape out of it. I hate it. I thought this card... Okay, look, I still think the card's very pretty and cool. But that just makes me very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Anyways, back to our rampy boy. Now, what do I want to do here? Deputy won't hit anything, of course. We can't Prison Realm. I doubt they will block, so we're probably just going to swing in, see what they do. I figured. And now we're just going to uptick our boy 3 Fairy.
This isn't a fight you can win.
We'll probably run into something we can
I am
bounce.
not making this up as I go.
We could be trying to do a Simic Yoink or Simic Ramp type shenanigans going on here. Yeah, Grow Spiral, they're definitely ramping. So that's quite easy to see. Alright. If they play a Dork, we potentially get rid of it, but they could be very well just trying to ramp into a Nissa. And I do like having Prison Realm available for that. See, they had something there holding priority, but I'm not sure what it was.
This might be a bad idea.
Let's see, do they want to block this yet? No, they do not. Cool. So we got a couple of beaters out. We have Teferi, which at the moment we can down tick twice. I think opponent missed a land drop, potentially, because they played that before actually playing a land. I mean, that's a good sign for us, at the very least.
Let's try this.
Yeah, we don't really have to do anything here too crazy. We can just continue to swing in. They're keeping this Paradise Druid up for something. They must be, I'm going to guess, 1 mana short of playing what they actually want out on the board. And this hesitation is making it seem to me that they missed their land drop and they are considering scooping. Oh, feels bad. I'm going to be greedy. We're just going to submit 0, get a card draw out of it. And I think this might be the nail in the coffin. They could have had the elf wizard lizard, the old boy who, you know,
I believe in you.
Makes it so that you can counter a spell. Ah, there it is, yeah. I'm curious what they have in their hand, because a lot of the Simic stuff is instant speed. And I'm curious if they're running counters or anything of the sort, if they just got a little bit screwed in that regard, just from having a Resolve 3 Fairy out. Man, it's kind of a bummer. I have a very limited window to record, and most of these games were kind of not really games. Opponent flooded, opponent got screwed, opponent didn't do anything. There was at least one real game. So hopefully that one's entertaining enough for you, but I have to get this rendering and everything before I go to sleep. So, yeah, thanks so much for watching. We're going to do the Simic video tomorrow, see how that pans out. But for now, I'm Dr. Ed. I'll catch y'all next time. Bye for now, everybody.